You might not know this about me, even after watching a couple of my videos, but I have a very strong liking to Russia. I am drawn to Russia, and I couldn't really tell you why. I just feel like it is a very important place for me, or to me, or whatever. But initially, I thought that I just love the culture, that is not yet corrupted by all that is happening in the world, and that people show up for each other as a community. I mean, Russia is a beautiful place in general. I don't think that there are a lot of people who would even dispute that. But there may be something more important that I want to preserve in Russia. Maybe that something important has a connection to South Africa. Maybe I'm a Russian sleeper agent. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, Russia just feels important to me. I've never been there. I can't even speak Russian yet, but I'm trying. I, I'm trying, but there's a lot going on. Okay, anywho, Russia is important to me for some reason. So when I hear that Errol Musk wants to cause some kind of tension between Russia and South Africa, like when I saw, I'm not sure whether it was a tweet or I saw a video on TikTok, but that just caused a deep annoyance from within me. I just felt very deeply annoyed. Like everything within me had a visceral response to that headline or video or whatever it was that I saw. And I really get that way. Like I will let things be. And I feel like I tend to think things through and try and rationalize to the best of my ability. Maybe it's because I love the relationship that South Africa has with Russia and I just want it to continue without having opportunists getting in the way of it. Perhaps even using this as a way to try and isolate South Africa from the world again. Obviously, this is just one data point, and it would take a lot more to actually cause a serious rift between Russia and South Africa. But since I don't have access to the intelligence and such things deep within the structures, my knowledge is obviously going to be pretty limited on the subject. And I don't know, maybe this is building on something else. I really like, but whatever it is that is happening, I do not like whatever is going on there. That I know very well. Maybe this could be a way for them to cause, I don't know, maybe a bigger rift between Russia and the United States using South Africa as the battlefield. I wouldn't put it past them to try that kind of nastiness since they got rejected by the US because of continued false claims. Now they want to try Russia, perhaps with BRICS as the target. If they can plant any damaging speculation there, then the doubt could take on a life of its own, and blah, and blah, blah. Now that I think about it, why is he only announcing this during the same period that Rolf Meyer has been named as the South African ambassador to the US? Because if I am thinking about it, right, Rolf goes to Washington and goes and tangos there. Then Errol wants South Africa to start a brawl with Moscow on the other side. I'm not saying that there is a connection between them, but I am just curious about what the intention is from Errol's side, especially because there was this whole kerfuffle with the South African men who were lured into Russia under false pretense. Did anyone like actually get to the bottom of that? All I know so far is that a couple of the men came back, or most of them, they came back earlier this year, and the Russian government is working on reparations with some of them or repatriations, whatever it is. I'm not actually sure about that. What that whole story is there. Maybe maybe if you've been following it closely, then you could let me and anyone else watching this video know what the lowdown is. But I mean, they have been trying this since 2018. A lot of South African farmers have been contributing to Russia's agricultural sector for decades. apparently. I'm not sure if they're all just white farmers, but why would 50 white South Afrikaner farmer families potentially moving to Russia make headlines all of a sudden if that has been something that has been going on for decades? I don't get it. I don't get it. And to quote Friedrich von Tresco, this is truly puzzling behavior. It is very annoying. It is such a sensitive time for South Africa right now. We don't need these mindless games. If you want to move out of South Africa, that's fine, but don't do it under false pretenses. You have the freedom to go anywhere you want to go in the world. You have the money. You can move and get settled in easily if that is what you want to be doing. Why drag the country down while you are at it? Was the country not kind to you to allow you to keep all your wealth? Did the country take the land back or send you to prison for the crimes you may have committed? No, you are free. Leave the country in peace and stop trying to turn things into a big unnecessary commotion. Stop playing the victim. I hope that Governor Alexandra Avdiev is wise enough not to allow himself to get sucked into this manipulation, because who knows what is going to happen in Russia if they plant these so called farmer families in the next 5 or 50 years. They are not refugees. They have all of the land, they have all of the security, they have all of the money. They are trading in industry. Oh my God, I'm gonna say, okay, you know what? The 50 families are of Dutch origin, right? So why do they have to find refuge in Russia instead of the Netherlands? If they are really under attack so badly, why not seek refuge from your homeland? I don't know. Something is just not right there. And now I have questions. Now I have tons of lots of questions about who lured those 17 black South African men to Russia under false employment prospects. Now I have questions. What was the plan there? What was the plan there? Yeah. Then we also have domesticated plants like Nicholas Nyati to trying to sow division within the country. And because he looks like another black person, then of course, black people have to listen to him, regardless of how misaligned he seems to be with the mandate of the South African government. You know, it really just creams my corn. What exactly do you want to get from Russia? What exactly are you getting from your Western allies or alliances, whatever? Is it money? Hand me downs? So instead of cultivating talent within the country, developing our own infrastructure, and building our own systems to function well in the global arena and carry us into the next frontier where South Africa has a strong global influence, we want to acquiesce and just stay where it is comfortable, holding our hands out to our master to give us this and give us that. Come on, Yati bruv, be so for real right now. The whole thing is just so annoying. And honestly, do we even need politics at this point in the world? I'm ready to just delete all of the politics and just allow human beings to just live, yeah?